This video is sponsored by Poshmark. Download Poshmark using the link in my description and shop from my closet or your own favorite brands. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're talking about design and specifically how to style a shelf. So this was actually a request that I got over on Instagram. April actually sent me a DM asking if I had any advice for her to help her style her shelf in her office. And while I don't have a shelf in my office, I do have this big old shelf in my kitchen. And so I thought that I would share with you guys a couple of design principles that I use when I'm styling or designing spaces so that they can hopefully help you guys and help April. And the thing that I love about design is that you can really use these principles in a lot of different ways. So I have a video about design principles for capsule wardrobes. It's sort of old, but I still love that video and I'll link it in the description for you and in the cards. But for now, let's get into the principles that I use to design and style shelves. So the first design element that I'm going to talk about in this project is scale. And scale is just the size of one object in relation to another in the design. The next design element that I'm thinking about when I'm styling these shelves is texture. Texture is what really breathes life into a space, in my opinion. It can take a boring monochromatic palette and make it comfortable and cozy and interesting. So I really like to make sure that I have textured pieces. You'll see that I sort of go overboard with texture because I love woven elements and vintage pot holders and all kinds of stuff, but I really love texture, and I think that if any space is feeling kind of bland, bringing in some interesting texture is a great way to liven it up. Okay, and the last element of design that I'm going to talk about in this video is balance. So balance is just the distribution of visual weight in your project. So making sure that shapes are balanced, textures, colors. You just don't want too many similar things grouped together. For example, I have a lot of plants on this shelf because I'm obsessed, but I make sure not to put two of them right next to each other because that would throw off the balance. So I have these two plants that are pretty similar in like fullness and shape. So I make sure to put them like away from each other. I like to put one on the right and one on the left just to make sure that my design is like stable in a way and not too heavy or too light on one or the other side. This can be kind of difficult when you're thinking about office shelving because a lot of times we have books or files or a lot of things that are really similar. So with that, I would say just if you can, break up those collections into smaller ones and maybe put like a bookend on one and a plant on the other, just to sort of create balance in a space, even if it is really functional. For this styling session that I'm doing, I'm stealing things from other parts of the house, which is always what I do with anything. But I'm gonna start with these two plants so I can show you balance. I usually put my plants on a plate if it's on a shelf like this because I don't have a pot for it and it has enough sort of coverage on the top that I don't see the little plastic container. So I'm gonna put this up here. This is a happy plant. This one is a little bit sad because I've been sick and I forgot to water it. So please just pretend that it's like, I just watered it, so it's gonna come back to life pretty soon. But I'm gonna put this one in a little basket down here. Actually, I'm gonna switch these because it's a little too full. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there and I might change it later, but this is just sort of my process. Then for scale, I really like this little picture right in the center here. This was a gift from a friend of ours. It's from an Etsy shop. I'm not sure if I remember the name, but I'll put it in the description if I do remember. And it's our Westphalia that's outside right now. To sort of just add a little bit of interest, I am gonna put this picture right next to it. These are Nick's parents, and I think it's the cutest picture ever. And so as you can see, I have balance going on because the two plants are happening. And then this is a good little vignette because I have the bigger picture mixed with a smaller picture. If I had both of these like this, it would be very unbalanced and just like too much plant, if there is such a thing. So that's why I'm putting this one down here. And what's an example of something bad that I could do with this? I might not use those, but I might. Sorry, I gotta get one more thing. I think I'm gonna add some books to the shelf. Even though it's in the kitchen, I really like to bring in elements of like home stuff. I don't Does that make sense? Even in kitchen spaces. And this isn't going to be by any like water or anything, so I think it's fine. These are just some little bookends that I thrifted years ago, like maybe 10 years ago, and I've held on to them. And I think they'll be really cute just up here at the top. Nick, you got these at a garage sale a while ago, huh?
A long time ago.
Yeah. This is how much he reads them. They're going to be up here on this kitchen shelf. See, this is when I'm putting things together, it's always more of a feeling than like a formula, but when I step back and look at what I did, it does sort of have a formulaic thing to it. So yeah, let's see. Okay, I actually like that better. So I don't need these. And did I tell you guys, by the way, I got this in an estate sale for $25 a couple years ago. I think I put it in a video, so I'll link it if I can find it. And then in this little, you can find these at the thrift store all the time. I love little vessels like this for obviously holding things. This one was my grandma's, so it's super special. And I think I'm gonna put our little reusable napkins in there. So we have sort of this good little mix of balance and scale, I think, and texture because of the fabric, the wood, paper. So yeah, I like that so far. I changed my mind about the two plants. The other one was just too sad right now because I didn't water it last week. So for now, I'm just gonna have this one up here. And I like how it looks with the sun right there. I think that's really pretty. I do have a lot of jars of bulk stuff. Some of it, most of it actually I was able to get package free, and some of it I just bought in a large quantity online. For example, I'm starting to make my own mustard, so I bought these organic mustard seeds in a bulk package online because I couldn't get it at my local grocery store. But anyway, I'm gonna see, I do always like groups of 3. We need to eat this today, so I'm not gonna put it on the shelf. Do you think that palm is too much up there? Comment down below. Okay, so this is how I styled this shelf for my kitchen. Again, I hope that this is helpful for you in different spaces that you have. Obviously, everyone's stuff is going to be different. This is all stuff that I either had in the kitchen or pulled from other rooms in the house. I feel like thrift stores are amazing places to find unique little things that you can put on your shelves. Again, like I was saying, I love little bowls like this. I feel like it would be cute too if it was a different color, maybe like yellow or red. I do have a lot of this like wood tone stuff going on, but I don't mind that. I kind of like that style. So if we're looking at my shelves, you can see that the bottom one's empty. I'm such a minimalist. I don't have enough stuff for the bottom shelf, but I think we might end up we have like little baskets that we put like our can recycling in and stuff. So maybe I'll put those there, or maybe I'll move stuff around and it'll be completely different next time I share it on Instagram. Who really knows? But for now, I like this. I feel like it's clean. It's also functional for us. But if I can break down the sort of little design elements that I used one more time, I have balance going on here because I have a big plant here and then another like natural element here. These two shapes sort of mirror each other, which I think is great. This basket, I think I just thrifted, and then this one is from a brand called 31 Bits, and they work with local artisans to produce baskets. I think this one's from Africa, and I just really like the colors in it because yeah, I just think they're really pretty. And I think it's kind of funny that the colors in this basket sort of mirror the colors in my bulk food, which is another reason that I love shopping in bulk, because you can really see what you have. Neighbor's home. Is that a delivery? Our neighbor has an Amazon delivery. Let's wait for it to be over. Okay, that literally took 15 minutes. Where was I? Oh, I was talking about my love of bulk foods. So I really like that these are almost like a design element in a weird way. Obviously, you don't need to have matching jars to be zero waste. I have thrifted most of my Le Parfait jars. I just really like them. But again, what I was saying was the colors in this basket sort of mirror the colors in my bulk stuff over here, which is nice. So that's a good balance, I feel like. Again, the jars here and here also are sort of a good way to balance things. I really like the large scale of this photo in relation to the smaller scale of this one. I feel like since this is sort of eye level, it's sort of the focal point, and I like that it draws your eye in. And then these books are just sort of like special books that I have. They were my mom and brother's, so I really like the colors in those, and then also that they're really meaningful to me. And I like having them in a place that I can see them every day, even though I'm not like reading them every day. And then what else can I talk about? Oh, I have a couple of the little pumpkins since it is October. Oops, sorry, that's my phone. Or that's Nick's phone. Nick, you're the sound guy. What's happening? I really like the little pumpkins. These will get composted, but then this big pumpkin, I forget the name of it, or I think it's technically a squash. It's a really beautiful deep green color, and that'll get used. And obviously that's so important with, you know, not being wasteful, is that you have decorations that'll get used. So that's sort of what I have been going for nowadays, is plants that are beautiful, and then having a small amount of like the fun pumpkins that are just for decoration, but then really focusing on like the seasonal fruit and vegetables that are really beautiful. And then I have like some corn up here that I really like the color, but then we use it too. So yeah, that's my little shelf I have here in the kitchen. I hope this was a helpful video for you guys. If you have any other video requests for these like sort of more design-based videos, I would love to hear them in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much to Poshmark for sponsoring this video. Poshmark is an app that you can use to clean out your closet and make some extra cash in the process. I love this app because I can search for specific brands and styles that I'm interested in and buy them at a fraction of their original price without supporting the fast fashion industry. Download Poshmark using the link in my description and shop from my closet or from your own favorite brands.